Hello, my name is Abdullah, and today my team and I will be presenting our analysis and recommendations for Netflix's marketing challenge. Netflix is one of the largest entertainment companies in the world, offering streaming services to its customers for a monthly subscription fee. They have over 200 million customers globally, operating in over 190 countries. The challenge we identified for Netflix is a recent decline in market share due to the rise of competition within the industry. Competition from the likes of Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, Disney Plus, and HBO Max, to name a few, have entered the streaming industry with very similar business models. These competitors offer a unique selling proposition, ranging from cheaper monthly fees to exclusive content, both licensed and original. As such, we have focused on the task of developing a marketing strategy for Netflix to generate interest and attract new customers to their service. Using our understanding of the tools and techniques learned in marketing class, we will provide an overview of the company, the climate, the competition, and finally our recommendation. I'll now give the floor to my colleague Lauren to discuss our internal analysis of the company. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lauren and I will be talking about the internal analysis of Netflix. A corporate plan is what organizations use to differentiate themselves from other competitors by using their own unique mission, vision, and value statements. The mission, vision, and values that Netflix has are important because they demonstrate their goal of satisfying their customers' needs by exceeding their expectations and becoming the best company possible. Netflix currently uses a penetration strategy by using progressive action to accomplish growth amongst their products that already exist. The target market is becoming extremely popular through all sorts of generations. They have a current value proposition of providing quality entertainment to their users, which is available 24/7 with access to all of their content they have online. They offer competitive pricing options because they are a subscription-based service where you are able to watch as much as you would like to at a time. The marketing mix that is used by Netflix can be broken up into 4 categories. The first one is product, where individuals can register to watch any show or movie that is updated regularly to ensure that the content does not get out of date. Second, there's price, where individuals choose one of 3 possible subscription plans, with the ability to change plans or cancel at any time. Distribution is where the entirety of the business is conducted. For Netflix, this is online by having their services accessible to all electronic devices that have access to the internet. Lastly, marketing communications is where Netflix uses their media channels in order to promote themselves through popular social media websites such as Facebook and Twitter, as well as through ads. In Q4 of 2020, Netflix saw a significant rise in their sales and their net income. This can be described through the planning gap, which can account for the global pandemic currently taking place throughout the world. The demand for Netflix would have fluctuated during these unprecedented times, since many individuals are at home due to either working from home or being unable to work due to circumstances from the pandemic, such as lockdowns and any restrictions that were put into place. Netflix has continuously seen growth from year to year as they are a globally recognized brand. Netflix has many strengths in their organization, with their major one being that they are a unique company with growth potential as they create their own content in addition to previously made movies and shows. They also use data-driven marketing and use this data to retarget their content in order to satisfy their target market. They have a large customer base across the globe as they use very strong promotion efforts. They also have strong adaptability as they are a site that is very user-friendly and can adapt to foreign markets, providing each region with the highest possible customer satisfaction. With strengths also come weaknesses, and one that Netflix encounters is that their pricing strategy is too narrow since it only has pricing models based off of the number of screens that are allowed under the same account at the same time. Although Netflix is a globally recognized company, they place too much reliance on the North American market, as it makes up for just over half of their total revenue. Netflix has seen an increase in their debt, which can be from creating new content, which does not give them much of a competitive edge anymore, as their business model is very easy to imitate. I will now pass it on to Ryan, who will be talking about the external analysis.
Hello, my name is Ryan, and I will be talking about the external analysis of Netflix. The current market structure of Netflix is an oligopolistic market, with the main competitors being Hulu and Amazon. Currently, COVID-19 acts as an opportunity for Netflix because TV watching and online streaming has surged during lockdown. Netflix is not offered in some countries such as China due to legal, political, and regulatory issues. This is a potential threat to Netflix because if other streaming services manage to get into these markets first, Netflix will lose a large part of their already shrinking market share. Netflix has moved to the cloud with Amazon Web Services, creating an opportunity for Netflix because these technological improvements can help improve their range of distribution. A social threat to Netflix is the demand for specific content in different countries. For example, a hit British comedy might not be so funny to American audiences, and so consumers might look at a different streaming service to find shows that more suit their preferences. Since Netflix operates in so many different countries, they are susceptible to the economic threat of fluctuating exchange rates and the economies of different countries. Currently, Netflix is most popular in America because Americans are shown to have the highest average daily TV and video viewing time compared to other countries. This is a threat for Netflix because although Asia Pacific has a greater population than North America, revenue from Asia Pacific is significantly lower due to the differences in culture and demographics. A threat from suppliers can be that film studios may choose to give other streaming services licenses for their films, making competitors more attractive to certain audiences. Netflix currently offers services in over 190 different countries, with over 214 million subscribers worldwide, with their customer base segmented based on their taste in movies and shows. Most of Netflix customers come from the US and Canada, followed by Europe, the Middle East and Africa, then Latin America, and finally Asia Pacific. Netflix is currently offered over a variety of systems, such as phones and tablets, using their Netflix app, giving consumers the ability to watch their favorite shows anywhere. Netflix also uses vertical integration. Rather than relying on film studios to provide them with content, they also make shows and movies in-house called Netflix Originals, helping draw in more customers. Netflix has many competitors and currently offers the second most amount of movies and shows, with Prime Video having the largest library. Although Netflix offers less shows than Prime Video, they still hold the majority of the market share. However, their market share has been shrinking. Netflix offers very competitive pricing at $13.99 a month compared to Amazon's $12.99 a month. Netflix is in the subscription video on-demand industry, and this industry is expected to grow at 11.25% compound annual growth rate from 2021 to 2025. This industry has very high barriers to entry, with the major barriers being acquiring and licensing content. A key success factor in this industry is the adoption of AI, which can be used to help analyze data and help create personalized marketing towards new and returning customers. I will now pass it on to Hanley, Bilal, and Aman to talk about the alternatives.
Hi, my name is Hanley, and I'll be talking about one alternative Netflix can consider for increasing market share. This is by introducing more services outside of film and television streaming, specifically video games. Video games are popular among teenagers and young adults, which makes up the largest percentage of Netflix users based on age. Providing the service will help Netflix continue to grow, while also attracting new customers to its brand. As for existing users, they will now have access to video games on top of the streaming services they initially subscribed for. This will provide users with more benefits and serve as another way to retain customers. Given Netflix's brand reputation and marketing power, they do have the resources to implement this strategy. However, it can be quite expensive. Netflix will first have to increase their spending so they can bring the service to the market. They are already struggling with a lot of debt, and it is known that Netflix spends a lot of money in an attempt to stay competitive by offering the most anticipated films and television series. Moreover, if Netflix were to provide video game services, this will provide them with a huge competitive advantage. Netflix will be offering a new service that none of its direct competitors offer. This not only opens up a new market for Netflix, but also ensures they continue to stay ahead of its competition. However, with benefits to new services, there's also risk. A risk that this may impose is not meeting the demand and expectation of its customers. If customers are not satisfied, then all the planning and spending to bring it into the market will be futile. In addition, there is no guarantee that this strategy will be successful, which makes it extremely risky. Another risk is that more services over time can eventually drive up the prices of the annual subscription fee for Netflix's services. Netflix has already increased their prices multiple times in the past 5 years, and doing so again can hurt their reputation. Many users, especially those not interested in video games, will not be happy with this, and as a result may stop subscribing in general. Overall, this alternative will allow Netflix to continue staying ahead of its competition given the combination of its services. Competitors will have a hard time responding to this, as many of them only offer streaming services. That being said, Netflix should do adequate research on its existing users and target groups before implementing this alternative, as it can be expensive and risky. Now I'll pass it over to Bilal, who will go over a second alternative.
Thank you, Hanley. Hi, I'm Bilal, and I'm going to be talking about another alternative that Netflix can explore to increase their overall market share. and that is to appeal to international markets more, especially ones that are underrepresented and have growth potential. They can improve their subscription base globally by investing in and making more original content for the underrepresented international markets. This has already shown great benefits in other markets like South Korea. Just from 2020 to 2021, the number of subscribers grew from 3.16 million to 5.14 million in the country. Now, Netflix is the largest movie streaming service in South Korea. This growth is because of the massive amount of money that Netflix has invested in original content for the country. An original TV series like Squid Game shows the global potential that original content has, even when it's made for a specific market. For instance, Squid Game was not only the most watched series in its native South Korea, but also became the most watched series globally in Netflix's history. As for an example of an underrepresented market, China comes to mind. China has a population of over 1.4 billion people, but because of tensions between the US and China, Netflix is not allowed to operate within the country. This also represents one of the risks when trying to expand into a new country. There are several factors that are out of a company's hands that makes expansion extremely difficult or even impossible. Another risk is even if Netflix were to enter a new market, original content is just very costly. Therefore, if audiences have lukewarm reception of the content made for them, this will cost Netflix not only a lot of money, but also resources that could have been used elsewhere. So overall, this strategy is implementable, but it comes with considerable risks. Netflix has already shown they can spend a large amount of money on original content in international markets, but just because South Korea was a success, it doesn't mean that other markets will be too. To make this alternative more feasible, Netflix should do more background research into the viewing habits of the target market. This can help the company create tailored content based on the viewing habits of the consumers. Now I'll be passing it off to Amin, who will be talking about a third alternative as well as the chosen recommendation.
Thank you, Bilal. The final alternative is reintroducing the free trial option. Currently, if a consumer wants to view Netflix content, they will have to purchase Netflix's service, and that service costs around $10 to $20, depending on how many screens you want. The goal of this alternative is to allow the consumer to test the product before purchasing it, thus creating a consumer-friendly culture. Now I'll be talking about the recommendation we have chosen as a group. As a group, we have decided to use the free trial alternative as our recommendation. This is because the free trial alternative has already been implemented before, thus making it the most feasible and realistic option. This is a better option compared to other alternatives which require Netflix to go through a very lengthy bureaucratic process to obtain the rights to the international content and the rights to the streaming service. Overall, if you're spending time to obtain the rights to those contents, you're also spending money as well. With a free trial option, you avoid all of these. Transitioning into the benefits of a free trial, as stated before, the consumer is able to test the product before purchasing it. This is very important as it creates a consumer-friendly culture. Even if the service is not purchased, the user can provide feedback to Netflix about their experience or share their experience with their friends and family, thus creating exposure for Netflix's brand. Additionally, Netflix is able to collect marketing data from that free trial user and use that to further sell their product in the future. However, the greatest weakness of a free trial is the time and money lost. Offering a product, even for a limited amount of time, can create a financial loss. This loss can be seen in terms of distributing the service itself, the cost to the rights of the movies and TV shows in Netflix's library, and the risk that the consumer takes advantage of Netflix's generosity and does not extend their free trial. The free trial itself can be limited in capacity, meaning it can only have a certain amount of seasons of a TV show, or limited in time, which means like a 7-day or 30-day trial. According to the Bloomberg News, Netflix had a 64% market share before they eliminated their free trial option. After the elimination of the free trial, market share dropped to 50%. Evidently, a free trial is a factor in generating market share. Even if this alternative is not a competitive advantage, Netflix's great brand reputation will sell itself, ultimately generating market share. Therefore, a free trial alternative is the most feasible and realistic option for Netflix today. Thank you, and now I'll be passing on to Bilal to talk about the conclusion.
Thank you, Amin. So to sum things up, with several new competitors entering the market, Netflix has lost quite a bit of market share in recent years. Still, Netflix is currently the largest streaming service company in the world. To keep their spot at the top and grow, Netflix needs to be aggressive in pursuing rights to content and constantly innovating their services. Several alternatives can address the problem, but they come with risks such as being costly without any guarantee of a return. Therefore, the most realistic and feasible alternative is for Netflix to implement free trials. This will be less costly while also helping attract customers and help generate customer data. So to conclude, Netflix bringing back free trials will be the best approach for them to increase their market share. That concludes our presentation. On behalf of the rest of my group, thank you for watching.